I'm Rebecca, and in this video, I'm going to share with you some techniques that will help you in your grief. Now, if you've lost someone during COVID, whether it's because of COVID or related to it, it's especially hard because of the special conditions. So this video is dedicated first to a dear man, a friend of the family, Octavio, who lost his wife, Selena, recently to cancer. Now, it's also dedicated to all those who have lost anyone and are still in the grieving process. Now, the grieving process is normal and something that we all go through when we lose someone, and yet sometimes it becomes so overwhelming, you wish that there was a way to lessen the pain. Using EFT, emotional freedom technique, I have helped hundreds of people lessen the pain, move forward in life. It doesn't mean that you forget about your loved one. You know that your loved one would smile down at you from heaven and urge you to go forward. So, I'll be going over some emotions that I've noticed are always there when someone is grieving. And in my own life, I lost my mother and father within months of each other, as well as brothers, sisters, well, one sister. So I know that sometimes you need somebody to hold your hand and to help you. So we'll be using some tapping. Now, what is tapping? Tapping is tapping on acupressure points on the body. This is a real therapy. I've studied this extensively, and more importantly, I've used it successfully to help thousands of people with all kind of issues. Here are some acupressure points we will be tapping on because this is a therapy. We start here, we tap here, and then we tap on the top of our head. We're not doing the therapy yet. We tap at the beginning of one eyebrow or either eyebrow, or you can use two hands. And then we tap side of the eye, under the nose, under the mouth, right here on the collarbone and under the armpit. While we tap, we say certain things. This releases the pent up emotions because acupressure is over 3,000 years old. So the first emotion we're going to talk about when you have lost someone, and there are two things here. If you lost someone suddenly, you're going to feel a numbness, which I'll address in another video, because I'm making this especially for Octavio, who lost his precious Selena. That is more long term. And if you have someone in your life that has cancer or any other disease that seems to go on and rob them and you of life, this is the perfect video. So I urge you to stay with me until the end. So the number one emotion that I have noticed people have is guilt. Guilt. Why would they have guilt? It's not logical, right? We have guilt because we feel like we didn't do enough for them. We feel like we wish we had known something else we could do, maybe a different doctor, or maybe we wish we would have caught it sooner. Um, and then there's guilt over wishing you could have done more for them in some kind of way. There's guilt over wishing you would have spent more time with them when they were healthy. And there's also guilt. And this I noticed, especially when my mama passed away. When you've been nursing them for a long time, when they finally let go and go to the heavenlies, you can feel a sense of relief. like, oh, at least they're not suffering anymore. However, we tend to have guilt over feeling that sense of relief. So we're going to start tapping. And I don't care if you never heard of tapping before. If you do what I do and say what I say, you are going to feel better. So right now, tune into the way you might feel guilty about losing your loved one. And you might feel guilty in all of those ways I mentioned, but on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 would be, oh, I'm terribly guilty. And 1 would be, I don't feel very guilty at all. I think this lady's crazy. But measure it, you'll know. So whatever it is, jot it down if you can. And we're going to start tapping, and you'll notice that the guilty feeling diminishes. So go right here to the side of your hand, and it doesn't matter which hand. The acupressure meridians are the same on both sides of your body. So tap here and repeat after me. Even though I feel guilty, repeat it while tapping. I love and accept myself. I feel guilty because I didn't do more. Remember, you're repeating it after me. I feel guilty because I did not see this coming. I feel guilty because it was so hard for me to spend time with them. I feel guilty that I did not do more. I love and accept myself, even though I feel guilty. So just take a deep breath in and go to the top of your head and just say, I feel guilty. Do what I do, say what I say. Go to the beginning of your eyebrow. I feel guilty. Right here, I feel sad. Right here, I am guilty. Under the nose, I feel sad. I feel sad and guilty. I am guilty. Doesn't matter which hand, I am guilty. Underneath the armpit, I am guilty feeling. Okay. Stop and take a deep breath in and out as you relax. And tune in to how guilty you feel on a scale of 1 to 10, whatever you had, maybe a 6 or a 7. If you'll notice now, it's very likely a little bit less or a lot less. Now, what you can do if you still feel a whole lot of guilt is rewind this video and do it again. Nothing wrong with doing it several times. So now let's go on to another emotion that I have noticed people have when they're in the grieving process. And by the way, I have helped people who were barely able to stand up and get to my office for the sorrow they felt. So one of the emotions that nobody wants to admit, but clearing this, it's like the bottom of a volcano. It'll help you get all of those other emotions out. And that's the emotion of anger. Anger, well, what's there to be angry about? They were the ones suffering. You are the ones suffering too. I guarantee you, if you had a loved one who went through a long disease or something, not only were they suffering, you were suffering. So what are the things? I made some notes just from some of my clients. You might feel angry at them for leaving you holding the bag. It can feel like, oh, I got to make all these arrangements. I know when my mom died, Nobody else in the whole family, they were all falling to pieces. I had to do everything, pick out the casket, arrange the lawn, get her dress ready. And I felt a little angry at them for leaving me holding the bag. So you can feel angry at others in the family for not supporting you more, or not stepping up to help your loved one more, or feeling like you were bearing the burden all alone. And you can feel angry at the doctors. Well, why didn't they do more? You can feel angry at the hospital. And you can feel angry at yourself because your emotions are so jumbled up. You can even feel angry because you feel guilty because you needed a break. You needed just a little time out from under the stress. We're being bare bones honest here. This is not stuff I'm just making up. This is emotions I've helped my clients with. So we're going to tap on the anger. Now, hopefully nobody's watching you, so you don't need to feel embarrassed. I'm not going to ask you. If you were my client in my office or on the phone with me, yes, I would ask you from a loving perspective, not from a judgmental perspective. So tuning into the anger that you might feel at yourself, at relatives, at the person for leaving you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how high is that? 10 is very high, 1 is not very angry. And you're probably telling a little fib to yourself if you have absolutely no anger at somebody. So here we go. Follow along with me. Remember to tap where I tap and say what I say. So go to your side of your hand, either hand, remember, and repeat after me. Even though I feel some anger, I love and accept myself. I don't understand my anger. I love and accept myself. It's hard to admit I feel angry. I love and accept myself. Then go to the top of the head. I do feel angry. Beginning of the eyebrow. I'm ashamed that I'm angry. I do feel angry. I feel angry. Angry at everybody. Why didn't they help me more? I felt so all alone. Of course I feel angry. Take a deep breath in and out. We're not done with anger. I'm feeling some of you still have a lot. I do feel angry. I feel all alone. I'm left all alone. What's the use of living? What's the use of working hard? What's the use of anything? I feel angry because I'm all alone. I feel angry I didn't get more help. Remember, you're repeating after me. I don't know what to do with this anger. I don't know what to do with this anger. So here's where we allow some self-forgiveness to come in, and also some divine forgiveness. You know what I tell my clients when somebody does them so bad and they feel angry, hurt, resentful, and they cannot forgive? I say, would you allow some divine forgiveness to flow? And almost everybody said, yeah, I can't forgive. And I can let divine forgiveness flow. So here we go. Follow after me. Now, everything I'm saying, you may not feel applies to you, but I ask you to do it anyway. You know why? Hundreds of people are going to watch this video, and your energy that you put into it is a living, viable thing, and it will help them. So you can think of it as infusing this video with prayers for yourself, for your loved ones, and for others. Here we go. I feel a little bit ashamed for having all these emotions like anger and guilt. I love and forgive myself. I forgive myself. I'm only human. I'm only human. I forgive myself. Divine forgiveness flow through me. Divine forgiveness flow through me now. Divine forgiveness flow through me now. Then under the armpit, I am forgiving myself and others. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to talk about sadness. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much sadness do you have for losing that loved one? Does it feel like it's crushing your heart? Does it feel like you're somehow dealing with it? Scale of 1 to 10, write it down. And why do we feel sad? Because we're going to miss them? Because we won't have them? In the case of a spouse, you won't have anybody to go to dinner with, to eat dinner with, to snuggle up in bed with. In the case of any loved one, you won't be able to see them anymore. So let's do a tapping technique for your sadness. So go to the side of the hand. I feel so sad. I have lost someone I love. I am sad. I am sad. Top of the head. I feel so sad. Beginning of the eyebrow. I am so sad. I am so sad. So sad. I will miss them. I feel alone. So very sad. I wish I had them now. Take a deep breath in and out. And I do offer private sessions that dig a lot deeper, but before I finish this video, there's something that we can do together, you and I, that will help you feel better. You know, I believe that the veil between the worlds is very thin. And I know a lot of times when our loved ones cross over, they try to get messages to us. Yet when we're so soaked in the grief, they can't get through. I mean, sometimes a year or so later, you might hear your favorite song playing on the radio and you feel like they're giving you a message. But with my method, it's a little meditation and you just have to use your imagination. So I ask you to close your eyes and just listen to my voice. And as you close your eyes, allow yourself to relax. Relax. And just know that all your angels are all around you. And you know, your loved one had angels too. And with your eyes closed, imagine that you can see your loved one again. And imagine that you're forming a big circle of light right in front of you. And imagine that you're calling the spirit of your loved one to come into that circle of light. And they are surrounded by their angels. And you can look at your loved one and seeing how they look younger and healthier. And they're letting you know, I'm okay. Yes, it was hard, and I'm here now. And you might sense other loved ones that are with them in spirit. And now take a moment. I know there's things that you wish you could have said to your loved one. Just imagine that they can hear you and you can tell them how much you loved them, how much you missed them. And I truly believe that your spirits connect and that you will have a more peaceful feeling going forward. I know that every loved one who goes to the other side would want you to be happy, to move forward, to have a joyful life. You are not hurting their memory because you desire to move forward. You know, time on the other side is completely different. It could feel like a million years to them. They're in the space of pure positive energy. And by the way, they love it when you pray for them because they feel it. I will leave a link below if you feel like you need more guidance. I do offer private sessions on grief, on health and healing, on getting clarity on your soul purpose, on healing after any kind of loss, and on bringing more joy into your life. I'm Rebecca Marina. Please share this video with anyone you know who has lost someone. Feel free to leave your comments in the section below. And if you like this kind of information before you go, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll know the next self-help video that I upload. God bless you.